Welcome to the Smart Science instruction video about how to measure for a third class lever. And so you've already passed through the Engage page, done your warm-up, done your background reading. Here when you hit the Explore page, you're going to see a brief description of the lab and some guideline about how to measure. Now notice in the lab description, here it's an image showing how this lever is set up. Third class lever is really interesting. You've got a fulcrum on the left here, as that's what the lever rotates around. You've got a scale in the middle, and you've got mass going off to the right, and then the close-up of the meter on the far right so you can measure. So really it's all about just clicking on that scale to get force measurements. Let's talk about that now. So when you look at the central question, how does distance to the fulcrum affect the force on a third class lever? You're going to either pick or write a hypothesis you'd like to test. I'm just going to click one randomly to show you how that works. And then you're going to pick one of 4 experiments you'd like to try. Just starting with the first one, we're going to go ahead and press play and show how this lever is set up. Look at the fulcrum there on the left, see the scale attached in the middle, and see the mass on the right. So as the mass moves, the force may change, maybe not. That's what you're trying to figure out. Let's see how the measurement's done. Now you've got an instruction here. Click on the close-up of the scale pointer on the right side. You've also got a diagram showing you exactly how to click there. Let's see, I've got that little silver tab there, and let's click on that. Each time I click, the mass will move, and I'm going to measure again. So for each time I see the distance to the fulcrum, I can measure the force, and those values are going to show up on my graph to the right. Now, because in this case the mass is pretty small, the force isn't changing by a whole lot, so you can see that there's a lot of error in my clicks here. If I don't like them, I'm going to go ahead and reset and just try to do a little better job of measuring here. So notice it is tricky, but I'm doing a little better job, I think, now than I was before. Okay, so once you've done a bit of measuring, you can press save. That's going to save the graph up into your chart right here at the top. All your graphs will be up there and be colored once you've created them. And once you've done all 4 graphs, be sure to try to compare them in this way with this all button right here. So how does distance to the fulcrum affect force for a third class lever? That's what you're going to find out in this Smart Science lab.